Namaskar, and I'm delighted to have the presence of Dr. Sudhir Parikh ji, a Padma Shri recipient as well as chairman for ITV World and Parikh Worldwide Media. Dr. Sahib, I was excited to talk to you, and I appreciate you accepting my request. And this was in connection with the excitement which everyone felt by Modi ji's visit, and you have been closely following him as well as have worked with him while he was chief minister, etc. So, talk to me about the emotional sort of a feel regarding his presence at the NASA Coliseum and the support that you extended for that event.
Well, I think this was a very historical event because he came after his third victory in Indian election, and he's after Nehru, he's the first prime minister who become third time prime minister in the history, and that's a great achievement. And we all Indian diaspora are very much kind of his followers, as well as his kind of his for us he is a very popular leader, very beloved leader, very visionary leaders, and we all were waiting him to come here and to talk. I mean, dialogue with us and make it us feel that what we are is because of government of India, and currently he is a leader of government of India. In this event, we put together within 6 weeks time, and I was one of the major sponsor of this event, and I'm proud to be and privileged to be a major sponsor of this event because I love my Prime Minister. I know him for last 25 years, and I worked with him for 25 years since 2001.
Absolutely. Doctor, everybody was excited at the Nasser Coliseum and his presence and the way he connected to the audience. There was a mesmerizing feel for everyone, but especially while you were up close with him, you had the opportunity of having photograph with him, and Dr. Sudaji was also there with him. Talk to me about that moment of being in his such a close proximity with him.
Yes, I mean, we had, before he came on the stage for the event, we had a backstage meeting with, one-on-one meeting with Prime Minister Modi ji. We were welcoming him as one of the major sponsor of the event. And we had a very pleasant personal kind of pleasantry exchange. I mein, he asked me, how are you doing, Sudhir bhai? How is your health, and everything is well, and as if he was kind of I mean, he has a care, I mean, he has a kind of care for me and care for my family, and he was really very close friend as a friend, and he was really a close friend of our family for last 25 years.
So let's walk with Prime Minister Modi in terms of the route that he took after getting down at Philadelphia. He met President Biden at his home, and there was some awkward moment when President Biden forgot about who is the next, etc. But leaving that, which becomes viral, overall, how do you see Quad meeting and the role of India in that meeting? What stands out?
I think Quad meeting was very important because, as you know, the Quad meeting is between USA, Australia, Japan, and India. And the Quad group is mainly formed, as far as I understand, is to plan out the strategy to protect the South Asian Sea and its surroundings from any aggression, particularly by the government of China. So it's a very important group, and not only they are for the planning of the strategy to defend South Asian Sea, but I think I'm sure they are now evolving into the trade between these four countries, and as well as how to expand this group to become more other countries, those who are in the South Asia region, to be part of it.
भारत और अमेरिका की पार्टनरशिप लगातार मजबूत हो रही है। हमारी पार्टनरशिप ग्लोबल गुड के लिए है। हम हर क्षेत्र में सहयोग बढ़ा रहे हैं और इसमें आपकी सहूलियत का भी ध्यान है। मैंने पिछले साल ये घोषणा की थी कि सिएटल में हमारी सरकार का नया कॉन्सुलेट खोलेगी। अब ये कॉन्सुलेट शुरू हो चुका है। मैंने 2 और कॉन्सुलेट खोलने के लिए आपके सुझाव मांगे थे। मुझे आपको ये बताते हुए खुशी है कि आपके सुझावों के बाद भारत ने बोस्टन और लॉस एंजलिस में 2 नए कॉन्सुलेट खोलने का निर्णय लिया है। मुझे यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ ह्यूस्टन में थिरुवल्लुवर चेयर ऑफ तमिल स्टडीज को अनाउंस करने की भी खुशी है। इससे महान तमिल संत थिरुवल्लुवर का दर्शन दुनिया तक पहुंचाने में और मदद मिलेगी।
While India is gradually finding its not just voice, but India's voice is being heard across the globe, which was also referred by Prime Minister Modi during his address at the Nasser Coliseum. But while he was speaking at the United Nations, among other things, what he said is success of humanity lies in our collective strength and not on battlefield. And I think these are very poignant words considering the time that we live in. Israel has opened up another front with Lebanon. Or the way things are developing, we are entering into a very disturbing world scene in terms of the equation of relationships between different countries, while Ukraine continues to be at loggerheads after such a long time with Russia. How do you see the role that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his leadership is bringing out for India in being a very effective peacemaker?
Yes, I think the Prime Minister's and India's role in the world peace is very important, and rightfully so, because we are a country of the 1.7 billion people, 1.4 billion people. It means we are 17% of the whole world population, and with our experience and our diversity, we know that it's very important in the world that everyone should live in the harmony, and all the problem and question and resolution, concern should be resolved by dialogue rather than the war. And as we see right now that Israel and in the Middle East, Israel and Lebanon and Hamas, war is getting little uglier and nastier, and every day a few hundred people are dying in Lebanon. I think is rightfully and really appropriate for Prime Minister to say from the United Nations platform to be war in this 22nd century. War is not the answer. A dialogue is the answer.
Friends, success of humanity lies in our collective strength, not in the battlefield. और वैश्विक शांति एवं विकास के लिए ग्लोबल संस्थाओं में रिफॉर्म्स आवश्यक है। रिफॉर्म इज द की टू रिलेवेंस अफ्रीकन यूनियन को नई दिल्ली समिट में G20 की स्थायी सदस्यता इसी दिशा में एक महत्वपूर्ण कदम था। वैश्विक शांति और सुरक्षा के लिए एक तरफ आतंकवाद जैसा बड़ा खतरा है, तो दूसरी तरफ साइबर, मैरीटाइम, स्पेस जैसे अनेक संघर्ष के नए नए मैदान भी बन रहे हैं। इन सभी विषयों पर मैं जोर देकर कहूंगा कि ग्लोबल एक्शन मस्ट मैच global ambition.
Looking at the way creative thinking is directed towards destruction was evident by the way the pager blast on mass scale took place, initiated by Israel. How do you see, where are we going? What is it that is likely to prevent us as a world community to move towards peace? Do you see any hope in the kind of situation and the different equation of relations that are currently visible?
Well, I'm very optimistic person, so I'm always hopeful for peace and harmony in the world. But I think you are right that you are saying that as you can witness this pager bombing of the several locations, that shows that one can misuse the whole technological development into the destruction, and that should be prevented. It is like a nuclear bomb, that if you can, you can blast the pagers and walkie-talkie and those things, and radios and so forth. It becomes very scary and very frightening for any populations. Doesn't matter which country is this.
So, just staying in this context, while Israel says that through thermal screening from satellite, they have identified that people are having missiles in their homes, so they might have some target attack on that. Now, that similar situation is applicable in several countries, including India and Pakistan. So, this may be a proactive, preventive action on behalf of Israel, but it doesn't leave us at a space where we can look with optimism towards harmonious and peaceful world.
I think, Israel point of view, we understand what they are saying, but by having this kind of opening the front and against the Lebanon again now, I think Israel is playing with the fire in a sense, because now next one will be other Middle Eastern countries, and after that Iran will get involved. And we all know that unofficially Israel has nuclear bomb ability, as well as Iran has nuclear bomb ability, and we don't want to go towards that. And somebody may miscalculate and use the nuclear bomb or nuclear devices, which can really calls for. Will end up having a destruction and catastrophe of human being. So I think all the superpower like USA, Russia, as well as China should get intervene into this thing, and let's bring everybody on the table and resolve the whole problem with the political solution.
So, talking about politics and talking about the world, Dr. 2024 has been a year of elections in several countries, and now we are getting ready for November American presidential election, and Republican presidential candidate President Trump has been close to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and before his visit, he said he is going to meet Prime Minister Modi. I don't think that meeting took place, and do you think it was the right move on the part of Prime Minister Modi or Indian side not to have open? I don't know whether there was some closed door meetings which we are not aware of, but India has chosen another sort of a position as compared to what it was during Howdy Modi, when President Trump was present with Prime Minister Modi during his public meeting.
I think this time our Indian government or diplomats has chosen very right position, because it is always good idea not to kind of intervene or influence any country's election. After election, I mean, whoever wins can be our friend, because we need everyone, whether they are Republican or Democrats. So I think this time Prime Minister's decision was very wise, not to meet former President Donald Trump before election. And I'm glad that it happened, and we have to wait and watch, and we see what results comes after election, and then we move our relationship.
Yeah. And in this context, Doctor, I don't know whether you know about the inside story. If you remember in earlier meetings, and if I recollect in 2014 also, while we had Prime Minister Modi in the wonderful venue at New York, there were several local leaders, American representatives who were present before his speech. This time around, nobody was there. Was there some strategy behind not
Yeah,
having?
yes, I think it was deliberately decided by Prime Minister and his team, not to make this event any political, because a big election is coming up within next 45 days, and therefore we organizers, we never pursue any senators or house representatives or any other governors to meet openly in the public to meet the Prime Minister. And that way, I think India remains kind of neutral as far as the election is concerned. And I think that's a very wise decision.
I think at the moment, since we can palpably feel the flow of political current in America, so in this context, if I may ask you, the way President Biden from Democratic Party was made to take a back seat, though earlier one of his statement was he will only step down from this position if God only comes and asks him to stay away from running for the race of president. But the way things happen in Democratic Party, and now we have Kamala Harris, who many Indian Americans feel have some special connection with India, and at the same time, some people feel that being a liberal and being the kind of Democrat that she is. Her position would not be very good from the point of view of India's interest. How do you view the rise of Kamala Harris and Indo-US relationship under potential leadership of Kamala Harris?
Well, I mean, you know that Vice President Kamala Harris is a very able leader. She's also, I mean, proven herself in her political career that she was very successful Attorney General, and then senators, and then Vice President. This election is very close to call, because it's very kind of 50-50. But as conventional wisdom says, that most of the election goes for either on two subjects. One is economy and another one immigration. And if it goes towards that subject, then I think probably former President Donald Trump has edge over the Vice President. But let's see how it goes. Still 45 days are left, and 45 days are a long time in the politics. And we hope that if Vice President Kamala Harris wins, then of course we can always claim that our one of us person with the Indian descent won the election, and one woman won the presidency first time in the country, and hopefully she will change her policy towards the economy and immigration, which everybody can be agreeable.
Yeah, but as you said, at this point, Trump may have edge because the way migrant situation and the economy and overall impact of America on the global scene, especially in the last few months, the kind of image which President Biden has sort of acquired by his forgetfulness, etc. But let's move back to Prime Minister Modi, and he has consistently showed his deep understanding of the way technology functions and how it can be and should be and is being applied for the development. And based on his meeting with CEOs of tech companies, including Google CEO, who said that Prime Minister Modi has focused on transforming India, and the kind of sharing that took place. What is the take home message from your point of view from his meeting with these CEOs?
I think it's very positive message and very encouraging message and very kind of good for young generation, because as you know, the India is a young country. 45% of the Indian population is below 40 years of age. They all are tech savvy, and they all want to kind of move forward with the development of the tech progresses, including artificial intelligence. So, and luckily, our Prime Minister is also for that, and he is encouraging us. All the CEO of the different large companies to come to India, do the manufacturing, do the chip creation or chip making and all those things which helps in the technology. So I think he knows that technology is the only answer for the future, and our young generation would love to have that, and that's only improves their future, young generation future, if our country moves forward with the Western world in the technology.
Wonderful. And Dr. Shah, coming back to the important memorable event of NASA Coliseum, while Prime Minister Narendra Modi started speaking and the way he connected, and it was nearly an hour or so, but everybody was sort of mesmerized. He gradually took to various references of India's development, and he also talked about his play on the word AI, artificial intelligence to American, Indian, etc. Overall, soch and approach, among all the things that he said, what is it that appealed to you most?
I think it was superb speech, because we know that he's a very visionary leader. He's a great leader. He knows what's going on in the world. He's up to date with all the development of the world, including technology development and other development. And what I took out of his very inspirational, emotional speech, that in last 10 years India has came long way and developed into almost a developed country, and I'm sure according to his plan and under his leadership, in next 10 years India will convert from developing country into the developed country, and we are hoping for that. We are that's our wish.
I would request you to stay with me and analyze from the other side, where some people were kind of comparing in terms of the energy which they perceived in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2014 and 2019. He was more calm, he was more composed, he was more subdued. Many people felt that he didn't touch any of these live wire issues, including some of the impressions which were left by the visit of previous leader of Congress, Rahul Gandhi, in USA. How do you see him staying focused on the track of non-controversial sharing and not addressing any of these issues of concern? That was the right thing to go, or you felt something missing in his address?
I think it's the right thing to go what he did, because he is now a world leader. He's a very mature statesperson. Statesperson, and he knows that his goal is only tell the people in diaspora how far India came, progress in last 10 years, and what is his plan for next 10 years, and make the India as a developed country from the developing country, and make India third largest economy, and make Indian population very happy and can march with the Western countries. So I
Wonderful.
think the way he did it, it was very classy way. It fits into the garima of the prime ministership, and we really applaud him. And we are very proud of our Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi ji.
Absolutely. And as I thank Dr. Sudhir Parikh ji, recipient of Padma Shri, as well as chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media, I was happy to see your name, Dr. Shab, as one of the sponsors for this event. And I was very excited about the way things turned out, the way it was organized. Everybody seemed happy, they were comfortable, there were arrangements, the entertainment, etc. You want to share some of your sort of feelings about the way it was organized, and anybody you especially would like to name, and also something about the cultural program. The celebrity chefs were also recognized at that esteemed, prestigious podium that also many people appreciated. Overall, from that point of view.
I think overall was a very successful event, and we did it with all our friends, those who are in the organizing committee, as well as those who are donors like me and others. We did such a big program within 6 weeks time, and it was very short time, really speaking, but we did it. We had a great volunteer force, and they really delivered, and I'm sure that our government of India, as well as Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi ji, I'm sure he must be very pleased and very satisfied to see the Indian diaspora's love and affection for him. And I think everything, all in all, it was A+.
Wonderful. So on that A+ note, I appreciate once again Dr. Sudhir Parikh and all of you for joining us. This, if we say in a very informal way, it was like a Modi Mela with love for Bharat. And when he says Bharat Mata Ki Jai, or even otherwise, people were just standing in the queue, and you have suddenly some group chanting Bharat Mata Ki Jai. So it was an event which would stay in the memory of people who were present. And of course, it was a landmark visit during the third term of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and sharing your candid and analytical views, Dr. Sudhir Parikh, was wonderful for being with us.
Thank you very much, everyone. And we really thank your Prime Minister for that kind of visionary leadership. And God bless America. God bless our Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi. And I would like to at this juncture, even though his birthday was last Tuesday, but I would like to again wish him, on behalf of Indian diaspora, happy birthday and many more to come. And let's be proud of our Prime Minister, our country, and let's help Mother India.
Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks to all of you.